Hi, I'm V. Welcome back to my channel and to the day in the life of a software engineering intern at Google in Chicago. So this is my third internship at Google. I did EP, but now is rebranded to STEP after my freshman year in college. And I was on Google Play. And last summer I was on the Google Ads team working as a software engineer, or SWE. And this summer I'm on Google Fi, which is Google's phone plan. It's kind of cool that I was able to be in person. My first internship, being able to really embody all the perks that Google has to offer and being able just to turn to my host and ask questions whenever I needed his assistance. But it's a little hard working remotely because I don't feel that same personal connection with my teams or like other Googlers or interns that I would be able to meet. Pinging is always hard because I feel like I'm just constantly bothering my host. When you intern at Google, you get two host. One is your host and one is your co-host. Your host, think of it as like your main point of contact, so your mentor. They will be the most familiar with your project and they'll be guiding you throughout it. And then for additional support, you can always ask your co-host. Working from home, I didn't realize how important it was to invest in a good office equipment. Office what?
Office equipment.
Oh yeah.
A home office.
Okay, yeah. Last summer, for example, I worked off of an ironing board, which is pretty painful. My back was breaking. So this summer, I decided to invest in a nice standing desk, as well as a nice chair that keeps my posture right throughout the day. Invested in another monitor because I always have a million tabs open. And I've recently gotten into mechanical keyboards, so I got this cute Ducky X Vermillo Mia Pro in Sakura Pink, and I got the Silent Reds because I like my keyboards on the quieter side. It makes me feel like I'm not bothering people. The current time is 12 p.m. in Central Standard Time, so I start this late because my team is located in the Bay Area. They are on Pacific time and they're 2 hours behind me, so my host usually doesn't get in until like 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So usually before I meet with my host, I try to get a little bit of work done beforehand. So now I'm just going to pick up where I left off from yesterday. There's like no stand-up at Google. Our team just basically meet each week and everybody just gives like a quick update of what they did in that week. I asked my host if I was able to meet with her every day for 30 minutes because I just want to catch her up on what I'm doing, and then usually I compile like a list of questions that I have for her. Usually these are like bigger overarching design related questions as opposed to just like, oh, why is my code not working? I mean, sometimes I do that too. But yeah, we don't have to meet every day. Sometimes nowadays we skip it because my project is well defined enough for me to not have to constantly ask her for more feedback. It's almost 1 p.m. and I'm going to meet with my host, give her like an update what I did. So I'm at week 10 of my internship right now out of 14 weeks. So Google offer internships usually either between 12 to 14 weeks. You can do a little less. I don't think you could do more than 14, but don't quote me on that. So as a SWE intern, I feel like you get a lot more flexibility and freedom and accountability for your project. When I did STEP, I had a podmate and I felt like our work wasn't as demanding. We would split it and then our host would already write up a design doc skeleton for us and we just fill it up as we go. Yeah, so a design doc is basically just a document where you jot down like the high level overview of your work, like basically how you design certain components or features that talk to one another, servers, client side, fun things like that. As an intern, you're not really expected to do it. SWE interns, I feel like generally they would have to write their own, as opposed to step intern. Also, SWE intern don't have a pod mate and they work by themselves. And they usually have like a standalone project, or maybe sometimes you have a project that is consumer facing, but still like you are the main person working on it and you're not really sharing that with like another intern. So I think like SWE differs in step in that way. So yeah, as for the design doc, like it's been said multiple times from like Googlers to interns that it's not expected of you to have like a really well greatly design doc. My host actually suggested that I start coding alongside while I'm working on it, and I think that's a really good advice because I find myself like finding out like different cases, like edge cases, or maybe like the system isn't what I thought it was, or it wouldn't fit the need of my project. But yeah, I would say like the beginning half of my internship was mainly just working on like starter tasks, starter bugs that my host had given me to get familiar with like the code base, and then working on my design doc, working on like a proof of concept, getting that MVP out, and then the second half is the really fun part, because then at this point like your design doc should be well reviewed enough for you to be confident in fully implementing it out. And now I spend a lot more time coding than I did in the first half. I really dread writing design docs because I'm not the strongest writer, but it does give me a very satisfying feeling just to be able to see like a nicely well written, organized doc of my entire project. So it's around like 3:30 p.m. I'm probably gonna go cook lunch right now because I'm pretty hungry. It is pretty late lunch, but usually lunch I don't eat a big meal only because I don't cook and I don't like what I cook. So I usually eat something really simple and easy. So let's go make lunch. Internship after this because of COVID, I didn't want to start working full-time because I'm not the biggest fan of remote work. So I took this opportunity to take a year-long internship break. I wanted to try like different companies. I wanted to try like smaller companies. So I worked at Datadog last winter, doing Google this summer, and then doing Facebook in the fall. I've heard like different things, like Google and Facebook cultures are very different, and that's something I wanted to see for myself. After an internship, I hope that I get a return offer for any of my internship places, and then I'm not sure exactly where I want to be or exactly what I want to do. I'll probably figure that out as I go. Did backend at Datadog, front end at Google, and then I'm going to do iOS development at Facebook, so I'll get a little bit of everything. So I think internships are cool in that way, where you can work for a company, see their culture, learn different area of development, and then finally choose like a place where you want to be. I'm not exactly sure what city I want to be in. I think Chicago is really nice, it's really clean. The weather is really nice, but again, it's in summer, and I heard winters it's really windy, really cold. And I'm from Florida, so I'm not exactly sure if I'll survive here, but I think it's a nice city. There's like a lot of tech companies, a lot of hedge funds. There's a lot of different opportunities here. Alrighty, so it's 7 o'clock. I find that some days I work more than others. Today it's a Friday, but I worked more because I really wanted to push out this CL. Now we're exiting to go get dinner.
Don't mind me, this is just my dinner.
Lately after work, we've been cooking more often. We do like the home delivery food, grocery service. Haven't really explored Chicago that much. Mainly just ate like deep dish pizza. I think that's one of the things I miss most about being in office. On-campus food, I really miss that because I'm not the best cook. And cooking takes a lot of time. Well, grocery shopping, prepping, cooking, and cleaning. But yeah, we make do by going out every Friday.
Every weekend. All weekend.
Woo! Woo! They just got married! Oh my gosh, everywhere in Chicago, especially on the weekend and Friday nights, like unless you have a reservation, it's at least a 45 minutes wait everywhere. We're at Ming Hin now. And Ming Hin, they serve like traditional Chinese food and also dim sum. But I really like their fish maw soup. So it's one of our friend's 22nd birthday today, and he's having his birthday on the rooftop of our building, and I'm gonna go, but I hope you enjoyed the little vlog, a day in the life of a software engineering intern at Google. So yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe for more content.